Hi there, it's Lerald. And with the BFA pre-patch looming, here it is, the Bear Druid pre-patch guide. This won't cover everything on how to play the class in BFA, but it will cover the important stuff on how to adjust from Legion to the pre-patch. First things first, your artifact weapon is now dead. It still exists, and you should still wear it, but it no longer has any traits or skills or anything interesting going on. Relics still exist, but they're just item level boosts. Wear the highest item level relics you can get your hands on, the end. Legion Legendaries will still work during the pre-patch too. Their legendary effects will stop functioning at level 116, which means they'll be useful all the way through the pre-patch and up until you hit the midpoint of leveling during BFA. In the case of Guardian Druid, this means you're going to want to keep using the combo of Fury of Nature and Lady and the Child. If you don't have those, Archimonde's Hatred Reborn, Elise's Everlasting Encasement, and Lufa Wrappings are all good options too. Alright, here are the new abilities for Bear Druids. Hibernate is back, which means you can CC enemy beasts and dragonkin before pulls in mythic dungeons. That's about it though. A hotfix on Saturday also added another new ability to Bear Druids, and it's actually a little exciting. Soothe is back, and unlike Hibernate, it's castable while in bear or cat form. It won't be super useful, but it is pretty neat for the situations where you can make use of it. Now here's what's changed for bears. Iron Fur now grants you armor equal to 75% of your agility for 7 seconds. This makes agility into an excellent direct defensive stat, and druids are going to be very tanky against physical damage in BFA. The cooldown of Frenzied Regen has been increased by 50%, up to 36 seconds. It is still reduced by haste, but it's now on the global cooldown. It now ticks instantly for 6% of your health when you cast it, then 3 more times for 6% of your health each time, granting a total of 24% of your health for the whole cast. It's alright. The GCD change is inconvenient, but it still works pretty well as an emergency self-heal. Rage generation in general has been increased, with Bangle generating 8 rage up from 5, and Thresh generating 5 rage up from 4. It's not a huge buff, but everything counts. Stampeding Roar now has a base range of 15 yards. That's about it for Druid changes. They're still great, but there is one more thing. Druid's bear and cat forms have gotten new standing and running animations in BFA, and they look a lot more like the way a real-life bear or cat runs around. For bear in particular, they look like a big furry bag of meat clumsily lumbering around, which I guess is accurate with how bears look in the real world. The new bear form animations were certainly weird for me at first, but they've kind of grown on me. This is a talent setup you should run during the pre-patch. Brambles was insanely powerful on the beta for a long time, but it was nerfed by 70%, and it's not so great anymore. It's still good when AoE tanking, but it's about on par with Blood Frenzy, probably a little bit weaker for defense. Guttural Roars is gone, so Stampeding Roar no longer has a 10 million yard radius on a 1 minute cooldown, but bears do gain some personal mobility in its place. Despite this lying tooltip, Balance Affinity has been nerfed down to 3 extra yards of range, and as a result, Feral Affinity is fairly competitive with it. Galactic Guardian's proc chance has been reduced to 5%, down from 7% in Legion. With the 2 Moonfire-centric legendaries at level 110, Galactic Guardian will probably still be the better option, but if you don't have them right now, and once BFA releases and you've leveled out of them, Soul of the Forest will be the better talent. Similarly, in the last tier if you're running Galactic Guardian or have Elise's Everlasting Encasement or Lufa Wraps, Rend and Tear will probably be the better option. If you don't have them, and again, once BFA hits and you've leveled out of them, Pulverize is going to take over. Here's the Bear Druid ability priority. As is usual for Druid, it's pretty simple. Should you wear Tier 21? The Tier 21 bonuses haven't changed at all, but they weren't very good during Antorus progression either. If your highest item level pieces of gear are tier pieces, you might as well. Otherwise, don't sacrifice the item level. Alright, closing thoughts on Bear Druid in the pre-patch. Even more than most tanks, Druids feel very much the same as they did in Legion. That will change a bit when BFA comes out and we move on from Legendaries, but they're probably the least changed of all 6 tanks, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. There's nothing really wrong with Druids, so there's nothing to fix. The talent changes mean they'll have a little bit more mobility, which is a nice addition to a class that's been pretty short on mobility skills, but the bottom line is that Druids still work really well. Plus they feel like your role-playing is a brick wall. Well, I think that about covers it. If you have any questions about how to handle Bear Druid in the pre-patch, ask away. We have pre-patch videos for all of the tanks, and we'll be putting together more videos in preparation for the BFA release soon, so stay tuned for more great BFA content, and as always, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye.